Hello everybody and welcome to another R&R Partners video. Today we are going to discuss the situation in which you overstay your visa to Romania. If you are new to the channel and you're interested in either emigrating to Romania or opening a company to Romania, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel as we post relevant and updated information each and every 2 weeks. So, in order to legally enter Romania, you need to have a visa. There are two types of visa. There are more types of visa. The main two ones in order to legally enter and stay in Romania is a short type visa. It's a C type, and usually that's for business, for visits or touristic activities. The other type of visa would be a long stay visa. We have it under the mark of D type visa, and that is mandatory for everybody that enters the country. If you are entering the country as a non-EU citizen, most likely you are on a C-type visa, and the only exception for that would be, as mentioned, the European citizens, and we have the Americans, Canadians, and Japanese. They are the only ones that are accepted from having this long type visa before entering and extending their stay. Usually, your stay in Romania is limited to the type of visa that you have received. It's very difficult or strictly forbidden to jump from a type of visa to another type of visa while you are in Romania. Practically, if you are coming with a visa for long-term treatment, you cannot go and work on that type of visa. You need another type of visa in order to enter. That is just a random example. There are some exceptions in which you can jump from a D-type visa to another D-type visa, or to jump from a C-type visa directly to a D-type visa or a residency permit without going through the D-type visa. However, these are very strict and limited examples and options that you can go through, and we do not recommend doing them by yourself. However, if you opt to go through one of these routes, always have a backup or plan for the worst case scenario if this doesn't go well. If you are in this situation or one of the next situations that I am going to present, please note that you can always book a consultation with us or one of our colleagues, and you would be guided through the right procedure for you, so you'll have no problems with the immigration procedures and the immigration authority while you are extending your stay in Romania. The base of the Romanian visa system is that the Romanian embassy issues you a visa in order to come to Romania. Usually that is valid for maximum 90 days, and within those 90 days you need to go to the Romanian immigration office, which will issue you a residency permit. The permit extends the validity of the visa, and the validity is the one that is mentioned in the residency permit. Now, there are some particular situations in which your visa might expire before you get a residency permit, even though you did everything in due time and duly prepared for all the procedures. For example, it is well known that at the Bucharest immigration office and at Ilfov immigration office, for certain residency permits, the queues are very long, and we have clients that even though they applied with all the right documentation, the client was not appointed in time in order to go and submit the file, and they will get the residency permit. So practically, they entered in Romania with a valid visa. They applied to get a physical appointment. The appointment did not arrive until the visa was expired. In these cases, nothing happened. Our main suggestion and recommendation is to not leave the Romanian country until you get the residency permit. If you leave Romania while your visa is expired and you did not get the residency permit, you can have deep complications on your stay. If you found this content useful, we would deeply appreciate if you hit the like button down below. In this way, you will be helping other expats who are looking for information regarding their stay in Romania and their visa. Another situation in which you are overstaying your visa, even without you knowing, as I mentioned earlier, you have a visa to enter Romania, you get the residency permit, and the residency permit is valid until the date that is mentioned on the residency permit. This situation is in case your purpose of your stay in Romania disappears. For example, usually there are two main examples in these cases. One would be for foreigners which are married with Romanian citizens. They can get a residency permit for up to 5 years. However, there are some situations in which they get divorced in the meantime, so you'll still have the residency permit, but according to the law, you have 6 months to get a new type of residency permit, and you need to change from your current residency permit to another type of residency permit, and then you need to search for something else. Usually that is work, and you need a work agreement. The second option that I was mentioning is in case you came in Romania for work purposes. If you got your residency permit, you are employed in Romania, and you did not get along with your employer, or he terminated your work agreement. You have a very limited period of time in which you need to find another employer and be legally employed by the next employer. If you do not do the procedure in due time, your residency permit will be null and void, and once you go with a new employer, he will find out that you are no longer in their option to be employed, and you need to go back to your home country. So let's say that you came to Romania, something happened, your visa expired, you couldn't extend that visa. What happens next? The main idea would be to go back to your country. It's not wise to stay in Romania after your visa expires, and technically if you overstay your visa to up to 30 days, then you will not get anything more than a fine. So 30 days after your visa expires, you go out of Romania, nothing happens, you get a small fine. The second option would be if you got a residency permit and the purpose for that residency permit disappears. You lost your job, you couldn't find a new one. In this case, you have 90 days after your right of legal stay in Romania expires. Now, if you overpass the 90 days or 90 days that I mentioned earlier and you decide to leave Romania, then you would have some serious problems, more than just a fine. You'll also get a ban to re-enter Romania. It's like a sanction, and the ban would be up to 1 year depending on how you leave Romania and based on what means. The ban increases as more as you gather more illegal stay. However, you must surpass 1 year in order to get the ban up to 2 years, and 3 years in order to get a ban up to 3 years. However, all of this gets calculated differently, depends if you are leaving Romania on your own means, if you are going to pay your fines and everything. A very real and legitimate question that we get from our potential clients is that, okay, I got a ban from Romania. Is it worth seeking another purpose of coming back to Romania? Will I get a visa? What will happen in this case? Until now, we had 2 cases that we also assisted with, in which it was a small ban of half a year for overstaying more than 30 days, and the visa was issued without a problem. So as long as your ban is removed, you can apply for a new visa and you can obtain one. And the second one was a more difficult ban that we handled for a family reunification after the person who stayed in Romania was illegal for more than 3 years and he got a very long ban. Now, with regards to the fines, usually we don't emphasize this because at the moment they are quite small. They are from 400 to 1,200 RON, and they can be paid of half of the fine if you pay in the first 15 days from when you got the sanction. So probably the maximum you would be paying would be 400. This can change in time. However, our best advice would be to pay the fine if you're seeking to come back to Romania in the future. So thank you for watching. I hope you got some valuable information out of this video and we helped your particular situation. Until next time, you can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, as we post quite often there. And see you soon and have a nice day. Bye.